Hello, hi, this is Rachel Roddy, and this is the first of 6 films for the Happy Foodie. When I cook a recipe from my new book, An A to Z of Pasta, from my kitchen here in Rome. Vincenzo's on camera, Luca's in the other room, he might well come through. This is the first time we've done this actually, so I'm feeling quite nervous. So I've started quite simply. I've jumped, alphabetical book obviously, I've jumped straight to C, and the first recipe I'm going to cook for these films is capelli d'angelo with prawns and lemon. So capelli d'angelo means angel hair, so it's angel's hair, so it's a very, very fine, fine pasta. It's got an interesting story, lovely history. It was first made by nuns in the 17th century for new mums, and it's a very fine, fresh egg pasta, traditionally. And like most shapes, it's also a dried shape. And actually, I remember capelli d'angelo quite well from when I was a teenager. It was one of the few pasta shapes I sort of was familiar with in England. And I remember capelli d'angelo being very, very fine, almost sort of transparent, like sort of almost glass noodles, and it came in nests. But anyway, like all the recipes in this book, this recipe can be made with capelli d'angelo, either fresh or dried, but it can also be made with lots of shapes. I mean, ideally you want a long, thin pasta, because the thing about this recipe, which is incredibly simple, it's going to take us minutes to make, is that the pasta forms a sort of net, which catches the prawns and the garlic and the chilli and the lemon. It tangles all of those things up in a sort of net. The fish is caught for the second time. So for this recipe, you could use capelli d'angelo. You could use spaghetti actually. You could use spaghetti, and actually what I've got here, I'm going to talk lots about shapes in the column that I'm writing for the Happy Foodie, also in the book obviously, and on these films. You know, spaghetti varies from maker to maker. I've actually mixed up 2 here, not very good here. I've got a maker I really like, Mancini, and then I've got another maker here, which is almost sort of double the thickness, if you can see. So huge difference in cooking time. You could use spaghetti. If you're going to use a dried shape, spaghettini, so very fine. I don't know if you can sort of see how fine this is. Vincenzo, can you? Is that clear there? So very fine. This takes, I'm going to show the difference between, Vincenzo's telling me to show the difference between those two. So spaghetti and spaghettini. Oh, you can see how nervous I am by shaking pasta. But so that spaghetti is going to take about 12 minutes, and that spaghettini will take about 5. And then the other shape you could use is fresh egg pasta, fresh or dried. And here I've got some dried nests of, this is chitarrina. Say that name properly, Vincenzo.
Chitarrina.
Chitarrina. This is the fresh egg pasta from spaghetti alla chitarra, but this is rather like tagliolini or tagliarini, and actually a little tiny bit thicker than the fresh capelli d'angelo that I would have liked. Anyway, we're going to use this tonight, and so on to the recipe. So as I said, this is a lovely simple recipe, which I'm now going to, with a beautiful picture by Jonathan. So what do we need? We need the pasta. I've got prawns here that my fishmonger cleaned for me. I've got, actually my recipe's saying 400 grams of small prawns, but you know, all these recipes, I mean, sort of take them with a pinch of salt. They're very, very adaptable. So I'm going to make enough pasta for 4 people, and I think I've got about 300 grams. I haven't even got 400 grams here. You could use frozen prawns, but make sure you defrost them in plenty of time. I've got prawns, I've got lemon. It's pretty important to have an unwaxed lemon, because we're going to grate that. Parsley, garlic, white wine, and olive oil, and that's it. And I think Vincenzo, you'll be good. You might all in frame. I'm in a good position here. So I've got my pasta pan going. So this is a quickie. I'm obviously going to make more of a meal of it because I'm nervous here now. But actually, this is a really an incredibly quick recipe to make. Now, the first thing I'd say, my sort of beloved pasta pan. Now, the thing I love about this pan is I know exactly how much water it holds. So this pan holds 6.5 litres. And the general rule of thumb is that you want, for every 100 grams of pasta, you want a litre of water. And I actually know the point, because I very often cook 400 grams of pasta, more or less. I often don't weigh it. I know where 4 litres of water is, and this is coming to the boil. And I want to get that going because, as I say, the nice thing about this is that the sort of, it's about the same amount of time to make the sauce as it is to cook the pasta. But of course, you have to adjust it according to which pasta you're using. My water's coming to the boil. Now, having said this recipe is really simple, I'm now going to make a bit of a meal of it. So what you need to do, the first thing you need to do is slice the garlic. So I've got nice and fine, my very inexpert slicing. I have a wonderful friend and teacher called Fabrizia Lanza, and she always says, start cold, Rachel, start cold. And what she means by that is that she, there we are, so nice and thin. You know, bad knife chefs of the world unite. Bad knife skill. So nice and slim there. Vincenzo coming in nice and close. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start getting my pan a bit warm up there. Actually, I didn't specify how much olive oil to use in this recipe, and it's really up to you, because I mean, like so many things, sort of like however much you want. But I'd say about 6 tablespoons. So, and the thing about this is, there we are. And the thing about this is because it's such a simple recipe, this is really nice olive oil from Lazio. So the thing about this is and then get the garlic in there. So it sort of starts warming up. I mean, actually, very often on a hot day, if I'm cooking and I'm putting garlic in olive oil, I'll often get it started on the side, because I always feel that the garlic sort of starts infusing the oil, with the sort of heat of the kitchen. Because you want to warm it really slowly. The idea isn't really to fry the garlic, but to sort of, I don't know, bring out the scent of it. Peperoncini, so red chili peppers. So many varieties of these. These are called, say this Vincenzo, diavolini, and so little devils, and they're red chili peppers, and I really like these because they're sort of their measures. That's about right for 2 of us generally. I mean, again, it's really personal taste, isn't it? Sort of get to know your chili peppers. But I like because it's simple. I like sort of a bit of heat in this recipe. And the lovely thing about these dry ones as well is that I can crumble them into the pan. And the thing is, I'm not worried about burning this because it's going to be sort of heated nice and gently. Some people put this in later. I'm being cautious. And I'm going to get that going now, actually. So I'm sort of thinking about timing. So what pasta am I using? I'm using the fresh egg pasta. You know, I'm not even really sure how long that takes to cook. That's how prepared I am. Vincenzo's saying 5 minutes. I reckon 4. So I'm sort of wanting to sort of time those 2 together. So I'm going to start gently on this oil. Oh, hang on, sorry. I'm going to wash my hands. Also, I have committed a mortal sin. I think I've criticised people for this, not having my hair up. Sorry, hair's everywhere. I have very frizzy hair. So I'm going to start right, my pasta.
Did you wash your hands?
I washed my hands.
Did you?
I did wash them. Especially for this occasion, and you liked that. So I'm going to go slow. My water's boiling. Okay, salting the pasta water. So again, you know, rule of thumb, I'm really sort of cautious, especially as an English woman writing about pasta, I'm really cautious to say you must do this or you must do that. But the rule of thumb around pasta is a litre of water for every 100 grams of pasta, and for every litre of water, 10 grams of coarse salt, so sort of rock salt, or 5 grams of fine salt. And again, I think it's really useful to have a spoon. This spoon really does hold 20 grams of salt. It seems so much salt, but it's 4 litres of water, and of course the pasta only absorbs as much as it needs. So I'm getting so it's 2 tablespoons of this coarse salt in that water. Salty as the sea, which isn't really very helpful, is it? Because I mean, how salty is the sea? Oh, now, see, I got that a bit hot. So really, so again, the idea is I don't want to, yep, salty as the sea. Don't know what sea that would be. Right, so there's am I going to dare to do this at the same time? So here's my pasta. So I'm going to get Vincenzo timing this. Are we saying 4 minutes for this?
All right.
Yeah. I'm not going to cook all of it. I think it's 500 grams. 3. And you start timing when the water comes back to the boil, so make that nice and hot. Let's just let that. I want that to come back to the boil. And go. So back. So there's Nestle's. Obviously, if you were using fresh pasta, it would have sort of all been nice and sort of loose and liberated before. But these nests are going to need a bit of help. But anyway, there they go. Always use a new brand of pasta when you're doing your first live video for somebody, is my recommendation. So here we go, back on with the, and I'm just letting that, I want that garlic to sort of sizzle. In terms of you timing?
Yes, I am.
So I can, so it's smelling nice. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Do you want to come in a bit closer? There we are. So it's just, I mean, you're just sort of, what it looks like. So you're just really letting the garlic sizzle very gently in the oil. I'm so, oh, there we are. And there we are, the pastas. Threatening to, oh, there we are, that's going nicely. And then now, so the garlic's through now, and I'm going in with my prawns. And heat up a bit, actually. And of course, they're gonna, and I can get my heat, now I don't have to worry so much about it burning. So heat up a bit. And I want these to stir that a bit. That's looking, oh, that's looking great. Okay. And the prawns. Just referring to my own recipe. just referring to this. So there we are, they're looking nice, great. And now, do you know something? I'm going to do something because, you know, I'm actually going to swap my, which you shouldn't really do, but anyway, I'm doing this today so you can see better, the pasta's cooking nicely, and then white wine, so 120 millilitres. And so now what you want now is you want a sort of, so these are cooking really quickly.
Volevo alzare quello.
There we are. And so you want that to be, you sort of want that to be juicy, and this is why you want plenty of oil in it, because you want the oil and the wine and the prawn juices all to, you know, combine. And then you've got the nice thing is you've got the starchy, you know, the pasta's going to give off starch. So how are we doing time-wise on this?
30 seconds.
See? I think another minute though.
Oh, so I was right.
Yeah, you're right. Lovely. Pinch of salt. Now the thing is that this is why I love a big pan, because, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off. You can see that, so it's got plenty of sort of juice in there. You know, I might almost be sort of tempted to add a bit more oil, and I'm going to start putting my lemon in. Plenty of lemon, probably a bit too much to Vincenzo. I'm going to go with a little bit more oil because, and then I'm going to go straight in with
10 seconds here.
I'm going to go straight in here.
Okay.
Well, because I'm actually going to finish cooking. Oh, I'm actually going to finish cooking the pasta in here. Parsley in. And then, this is when you want your... And this is when you want the... And if you feel it needs a bit of help, if you feel it sort of needs a bit more... Hi Luca, you gonna come and say hello? We've got a child and a dog joining us.
Hi. Hi.
And there we are. You're there. We're sort of there. We're there. I think we're there. Second most handy, let's get the heat off. Second incredibly handy thing in a... Pasta first. Prawns next. I'm just going to do one. Small, just one. Small. Perfect. There's another plate. I just want to do one. A little bit more oil. A little bit more lemon. Hi Lola, we have a small dog. And that's it. And that's it. That's not capelli d'angelo, that is chitarrine with gamberi in limone, prawns and lemon. And thank you very, very much for joining me. Yes, you can have some too on my first video, Happy Foodie. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm here for questions, do it again. Yeah, see you soon. Ciao.